Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Snape here and I'm back with a brand new video. Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to play Pathfinder and I'm going to be reviewing some footage that I've got as well. So if you do enjoy the video, make sure you please like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump straight into this. So today I do have some gameplay footage. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit more just so that you can hear me a little bit better. So with the footage today, I'm just going to go over why I think Pathfinder is such a good legend this season and how I think he is so good. So with Pathfinder this season, he has genuinely become such a good legend with the upgrade system. The upgrade system is just something that has made him such a more powerful legend and some good, almost supportively as well as aggressively. I really am enjoying Pathfinder a lot, and I really feel like when you look at the actual perks that we have available, the upgrades, that he's got a good variation between someone that wants to be more aggressive and that someone wants to be supportive. Looking straight away at the level 2 perks, I personally would always take the survey beacon. The survey beacon's a really good one to be using because you're going to be able to find people that are like in the map, whether you're trying to push for more kills, whether you're just trying to work out where a team's rotating. It makes your life so much easier, and it is just obviously helpful anyway in the fact that we're just going to help boost up our armor as well. Moving on to the talks about the level 3 upgrades, I really enjoy now Zipline Zen. Zipline Zen, since they have changed the fact it now only does 50 less damage now when you're on a zip line, is massive. This makes it so much more useful than it used to be. It used to be such a pain, and like when you jump on a zip line, 25% was not enough. You know, if you got shot on it, you still took too much damage. This buff has been really good, and it's actually made me side taking that perk rather than the grapple, because the deadly grapple is a really good perk and it is awesome. But the thing is, you are then putting yourself into dangerous situations, which a lot of people sometimes don't want to be doing. Some people are maybe not as confident when they're pushing fights, and it doesn't work out well for them as much. So yeah, that's what's really going to be going on today. As you can see with the footage going on at the moment, we're just in the early stages of the game, and there's not too much happening. Of course, we're pushing a few teams here, getting the kills on board, making sure that you know that we got a good loot, because obviously we all know with ranked this season you need to be securing kills. If you're not getting kills, you're not getting points, and then that is where people are struggling. Some people are still trying to play endgame. Like, unfortunately, this is why I side with Survey Beacon, and it's because of the fact that you are going to get more kills looking for the kills rather than the ring console. So yeah, here we go. We're just getting to on the fight here. Got a cheeky arc star. That's pretty decent arc star. There's nothing too crazy here though. Like, this isn't like any legend could do what I just did there. You know, it's not any perks from using a Pathfinder. It's more of the later stages where you see the things like the zip lines then come into clutch. So for example, here you can see at the moment we're holding the top. Now this position, this is just something to always bear in mind when you are playing things like ranked, okay? We've got the high ground here. Now, I had a really strong feeling that we were going to get zone. And you can see there, that team down there, this is me talking about the zip lines then again there. As soon as I saw that they were on the zip line, I waited for them to get off it because I knew I'd do more damage as soon as they jump off it. That's a little perk for somebody, a little tip I should say. If you do feel like you happen to see somebody on a zip line and you're like, oh, I want to shoot them, well, wait for them to come off it and then you'll do more damage. But yeah, so yeah, at the moment we say we're just levering in damage, holding up position. Pathfinders just say good for just holding positions down. Now this was a really big moment here. So at this present time, my teammates Shadzi and Harley they were thinking they were pushing a solo rat. They thought this was a solo. They were like, oh no, this is only a solo. This would be you know, an easy push. You'll find out here in a second, it definitely was not a solo, and they obviously end up having a lot of issues. Now, of course, you can see they're taking a lot of damage here, so this is where the zipline Zen comes in. Once again, I mentioned obviously earlier about Pathfinder being almost like a support legend here. This helps my teams get out of the position, make sure they get securely back to me, and they don't have to worry. Then I re-grapple to gain height here. Now, the reason why I've done this is because I don't want a team to come up the other side, so I'm using the grapple to reposition to get myself back into that height, because we don't want the teams to collapse on us either side. The last thing we want is to give up this position, because we know this position is going to be an end game. We know this is the best spot to be in. At the end of the day, height is always critical. So at the moment, we're just trying to hold off this team. You know, we're just keeping it still, holding up down here. Nothing too special at the moment. Of course, my nightmare happens. I do keep mentioning in this video when I'm like getting shot, saying that I don't want another team to push up. As you saw, worst nightmare happened there. Thankfully, I got the bat off in time. And then now we have to push this team away. So Shadzi's doing the right thing and making sure he's watching the other team to make sure they don't push up, because me and Harley have this more than under control. the team has to push uphill. They can't physically get to us with ease. So as long as we put a bit of damage into them, perfect. And now we obviously have to look back again. Now this is where another Pathfinder clutch moment comes in a moment. Now what you're not going to notice here is I give Harley the orders to keep the height on the top, because he needs to hold that position from that other team to make sure they don't try and take our spot. Me and Shaddy then have the opportunity to put damage into this team down below. Now, we'll see in a moment a Pathfinder clutch-up moment. Now, I almost fall off the map, which would have been really fucking bad. But thankfully we don't, which is really good. And then say, in this position here, we don't just want to drop, okay? As much as I'm Pathfinder, if I just drop here, I'm dead. Like, I die, that's it. So, we've got to wait for the timing here. We've got to wait for the opportunity to go down. So, the one thing I make a call of here, has anyone got any grenades? If you've got any grenades, then we can get some decent damage in here, and we can actually do something. But, I don't have any. Thankfully, Shadzy goes and finds one. And then now we'll see, this is where, say, that grenade comes in clutch. Big knock. Now, Shadzy accidentally drops. So you can already see my mindset there. I'm already thinking, oh, I can get you down. Now, I didn't actually mean to drop here. Thankfully, we're able to actually do enough here. Harley then comes down to clear up. And the one thing I do, as soon as I get rezzed here, okay, obviously, one, we don't want to be in this position, because if anyone swings that corner, we got nowhere to hide. But, as well, we want to get our height back. Zip line down, straight back up. This is the beautiful thing about Pathfinder. With obviously the fact you get that cooldown and you can get Pathfinder's ultimate back so quickly, you just means you've got that opportunity to always have that position to get yourself back into it nice and quick. Because that could have been a real big thing for us there. We could have lost height and we could have probably lost the game there. Thankfully, we didn't. And then you see it, now we know it's calmed down a little bit. I can pop back down, get myself a little bit more loot, and I've still got the opportunity to go back up to the height. So, really good, really handy thing to keep with Pathfinder. Keep those zip lines secure. If you use your zip lines too often, you're going to fuck up. And I'm just grappling around now just to reposition again. I'm checking that right side, because at the end of the day, I don't want a team to be coming up that other side. I want to secure this height. We know the zone's closing in. We're going to have this zone soon. Now we've got that position again to start levering in the bullets. As you can see again, like I say, we're just holding. Just holding this position has been such a good thing to do this whole game. It's made our life so much easier. Okay, still levering in that damage. Getting those damage in there. Trying our best to get a knock. Arcstar's coming in. Newcastle does a very good shield here to keep him safe. Very good air. Bit more damage into the low teams. And as you can see now, we literally have this in the bag. We have held this height this whole game. So this is the one thing a lot of people do wrong in ranked this season. A lot of people just give up the height and they just want to push for kills. It's not worth it. It can obviously end up meaning get more kills, but you normally end up putting yourself in a silly position and dying, and it's just not a good plan. Obviously now you can see here we got a rat left and a full team. So all we got to do here now is just keep them pinned there. Keep them there. We do not want them to leave. If they do, obviously, try and regain height, which I don't think they really could do in this position, they could cause a threat to us contesting this height. Now you can just see I'm just trying to find where the rat is, to be honest. I can't find that rat anywhere. The rat is absolutely nowhere to be seen. And we're pretty much just waiting for the zone to close in now, because we know at the end of the day it's going to start closing in slowly. Now the issue that we do have here is ammunition. You will probably notice it down there in the bottom right. My ammo is not looking good. I'm doing a lot of damage here, a lot of damage, but we are slowly losing more and more ammo, which could always end up being a big problem in a later game. Thankfully though, as long as we keep holding this position, keep being a massive pain to this team, they will not be able to get up to our height, and they will not be able to stop us. One thing that they did have on their side is they do have a core stick, and then that could have been the reason for them to actually win this game. I think if they'd done better, maybe potentially held that ultimate for longer, they could have done this. They might have been able to finish us with that ulti, because core stick is so strong. But here we are, literally just coming towards the end now. One thing I do is I use the zip line again, which is, say, another move, just to try and give myself more time to reposition and get myself like air time, go back and forth. If I use my grapple, I would have ended up jumping down, potentially putting myself in a silly position. So you'll see in a moment, I put a zip line down because I might as well have that, which is easy enough to go back and forth if I feel like I need to. And yeah, it makes my life a lot safer. You'll see in a second. Rather than grappling over, I use this zip line. Because if I just jump there, I'll probably end up putting myself in a silly position. And look, it gave myself the easy precision to go back. Now it's just trying to put damage in. Obviously, there's a lot of gas down here. So what the idea is, I grapple to get a slower reach down. A bit more air time. Less damage. And then boom. Win secured. So yeah, that's basically how I would play Pathfinder this season. I say it's a lot of a case of not being too aggressive, using him more almost as a support legend. Don't have to be so crazy with your grapples. A lot of people do that now, and they say they end up just throwing their game. Don't be an idiot with Pathfinder. Play passively if you need to, aggressive at the right times. I really would take Zipline Zen if you've got the chance, because I really think it's more beneficial for the team. But yeah, that is everything for today, guys. If that has helped, if you've liked this style of video where I've actually spoken over the footage, please let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm going to shut up. If you have enjoyed though, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.